When you place an order for something like a table, the first thing I do is to look for raw materials. And what are your raw materials? Timber. So today I'm going to be showing you how we measure timber, how we buy timber, and just like the different kinds of timber that you can find in a timber yard like this. So how you measure timber is to first look at the piece of wood and determine whether it will be able to make the pieces of furniture that you want. Like this, if I was making a table from something like this, it would mean that I have to buy more of this. So I would need something that is wider, something that is wider than this, but I'd also need something that is longer depending on the size of the table that I'm making. So let's assume if I'm making something like a table that is like maybe 200 centimeters wide, I would need something like this. Let me show you. I would need a wider beam of wood and something that is way longer. So how do we measure timber? We buy timber in board feet, and board feet is measured by just the inches. For this size, the inches and the feet, and then you do the multiplication and some divisions, and you get the you get the board feet. So we're going to be measuring this piece. This is about 6 inches. That's 6 inches, and then another 6 inches, and then you do the foot. So that's about 6 feet. So the rest is just going to be like extra. So it will be 6 times 6 times 6. So 6 inches, 6 inches, and 6 feet. You do the multiplication of all those, and then you divide it by 12, and that is how you find how many board feet this is. Because we buy wood in board feet. We don't buy it in like at foot moja. We buy it in board feet. So you would find that something like this is about, quick maths, it's about 18 board feet, and each board feet can go for anything from 160 to 180 depending on what wood it is that you're buying. Actually, it goes all the way to 400 shillings per board feet depending on the wood that you're buying. On this space, or rather this timber yard, you can find Meru oak wood, you can find white oak wood, you can find moringa, you can find mango, and you can also find podo in this space. So this specific one, this is white oak. I can show you some Meru oak. That is Meru oak right there. That's Meru oak. That's white oak. That is also white oak. And we have some moringa here as well. So the darker it is, the longer it has been in the yard. It doesn't necessarily mean it's dry, but it also just means that it could also be dry inside, but it has stayed in the yard longest. All right, so this is some moringa wood here. This is moringa, and you can tell by these grains, you can tell by just this part here, that this is moringa wood. It will be very hard for someone else to tell what wood this is. This is mango. You can tell by the grains. I don't know whether you can see this. You can see this? These are the grains of mango. So when you split it, then you'll be able to see the grain and the beautiful grain really well. But you can tell before you buy that it has grains. So that's how you choose wood. So I'm looking for something that has like grains. Then I would choose something like this. If I'm looking for moringa, I would choose that. And then from here we go to splitting the wood. And after splitting the wood, we go to drying it. And then after drying it, we use it. Or now we start the production work. Bought wood or timber, because we buy it in beams that are big, like maybe 18 by 18, we have to come and split the wood into the thickness that we need to use, just so that we can reduce the waste, and also because we don't have such giant machines at the workshop. So of course it's easier to do it here. That way you are not overpowering the machines that you have or overwhelming the machines that we have at the workshop. So I'm just going to show you how it looks like once it's been split. So if you look at this has been split into the thickness of about 2.5 inches. Then after you probably plane it, it's going to be a table, or can be used to make a table that is about like 1.5 inches of thickness. And once you split the wood, then you're able to see the grains properly. You can look at this, just see these grains. This is going to look very, very nice. Please note that the wetness of the timber is not necessarily because the timber is wet. It's just that the blade needs to be wet to split the wood, and that is why it looks really, really wet after it's been splitted. And then after that, We carry this and we take it to the workshop so then we can start working on our furniture pieces.